So hi, Scott. Thank you for joining us today for the HOME ARP Allocation Plan. Are you able to hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you fine, thanks.
No problem. So my name is Alyssa McDermott. I am the Federal Administrator of Programs and Grants for the City of Woonsocket, and I'm here with some members of my team. Veronica Vega, the Federal Programs and Grants Coordinator, Mike DeBrois, the Director of Planning and Development, as well as Priscilla Steinberg, the Administrative Coordinator and Research Analyst. So this meeting is going to be recorded and we will post it on the city website after the public comment period is over. It does end on February 20th. At the end of the presentation, we are going to have some time for questions. However, we will not be answering questions at this time during this presentation. We're going to record all the questions and comments and post the answers in the comments on the city's website on the 20th as well.
Okay.
I'm just going to jump in and get started. So the HOME ARP is the American Rescue Plan. It was adopted in 2021. It provided $5 billion to assist individuals or households who are homeless, at risk of homelessness, as well as other vulnerable populations, such as survivors of domestic violence, by providing housing, rental assistance, supportive services, and non-congregate shelter in hopes to reduce homelessness and increase housing stability across the country. And these grant funds will be administered through HUD's Home Investment Partnerships Program, which is where HOME ARP comes from. And the city of Woonsocket received approximately $1.6 million in funding for the federal fiscal year of 2022 to 2023. So before developing our HOME ARP allocation plan, we are required to consult with various organizations, homeless service providers, any continuums of care in our area, domestic violence agencies. And so on this slide, I do have the list of all the organizations that we consulted with back in around November, December of 2022. And I summarized their feedback on this slide as well. So as you can see, some of the organizations were the Rhode Island COC, NeighborWorks, Sojourner House, Thunder Mist, and all the agencies that were consulted with pretty much had similar feedback. They all would like to see the development of more permanent supportive housing, as well as increase the production of housing in general, especially affordable rental housing. These agencies that we consulted with also provided us data that we did use for our needs assessment and gap analysis that we will discuss briefly on the next slide. They also gave us information on housing wait lists and any other concerns that they felt were important for the city. So this slide briefly goes over the needs assessment and gap analysis that we completed. It is a lot longer in the allocation plan that can be found on the city's website. I personally just pulled out some information that I personally thought was poignant from the needs assessment that was completed. So for example, the point in time count indicated that on January 26th, there were 1,576 people experiencing homelessness throughout the state of Rhode Island. To find data for the needs assessment, we used data that was readily available, such as the census data, Rhode Island Kids Count, the housing fact book, point in time count, and also any other information that we did receive from the organizations that were listed on the previous slide. And through this needs assessment, we did find that one important need for the qualifying populations is the production of high quality, affordable housing, which does include permanent supportive rental housing for any individuals who might need that level of care. And then on this slide, we do have to indicate in our allocation plan what we recommend, what funding we recommend to go towards each activity. So on the left in the first column are the activities that are eligible for this funding: supportive services, tenant-based rental assistance, development of affordable housing, And then in the second column, this is what the city is recommending we put towards these activities in this plan. So we are recommending $150,000 for supportive services, approximately $1.3 million for the development of affordable rental housing, and approximately $163,000 for administration and planning. So we are able to implement and run the program. And with this funding, we do estimate that there will be 6 new affordable housing rental units that will be created, including the supportive services for those individuals who might need that level of care. And now's the time, if you have any questions or comments, feel free. I do have linked here the where you can find the full complete allocation plan. It is on the city's website under the planning division, if you are interested in looking at the full thing. If you wanted to, you could even put your email in the chat and I could send you this link directly if that is easier for you as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm a one attendee show here. One question I do have, the last slide where you referenced 6 units being created.
Yes.
So is that 6 new affordable housing units allocated to the 1,321,000, or is that just a general comment as towards production goal in a certain year of your plan?
So Scott, this is Mike, I'm the director. So as Alyssa said, we can take down your questions now, and we'll take that down as a question. And
okay.
After the comment period, we can share all the questions that we get, whether this one from you or any others that you have, along with any others that get submitted to the office, and then share those responses back with everybody.
Very good. That's fair. And then one other question is, do you have an anticipated time frame for releasing, I guess, an RFP or a NOFA for these funds?
Okay, we're noting that question down also, Scott, as you're saying it. We are taking notes on this.
Those are my questions specific to this.
Okay, and so you see on the last screen, I'm sorry, I know I'm talking, it's Alyssa's presentation, but you see that you've got the 2 email addresses that after you can go back, and any other questions that you have during the comment period, please respond to both Alyssa and Veronica, and we'll put that together with any other questions, and we'll get the responses back to you.
Thank you very much.